What up? It's your boy Bass. I'm here with another one. Today I'm trying to go over man, what is the ultimate watch enthusiast subscription like? Trying to build the best subscription that will suit a watch enthusiast in every need. And I'm not talking about a person that just be like, oh, I want a Audemars baguette that is, I said baguette, but they just want an Audemars or a Patek Philippe, or they just want a Rolex because of they just want it just for status. No. That's just somebody that's shopping for a watch. We're not coming up with a subscription just for somebody that's shopping for a watch. What about like a full scale subscription where it's not just about getting a watch? It's about knowing that your watch is taken care of. Like a lot of watch companies, when you buy a watch through them, you know, they offer service. You know, like servicing for the watch. Car companies do it. You got a 100,000 mile warranty. You know, a lot of that is with the warranty. If something was to happen and need to get serviced, they'll do it free of charge, as long as you pay a little extra. I get that. That's smooth. That's smooth. That should also always be offered. Like, why don't we offer that? That's something. Boom. That got to be on the list. Free servicing. If you get a watch from us, we gotta do the service. I mean, not we got to. I mean, if you choose to go to somebody else, I get it. But we would like to keep the our our people together, like family. Like create like a family like environment. So it's like, oh, watch of the day. This right here is a charcoal stainless steel. It's a rectangle, but I always call it a square, but it's more of a rectangle. Day date, quartz watch. Unbranded, it doesn't have the brand on there. You know, oh, I ain't really showing it good, but you know, like, what if you could get like watches like these? You know, for those that aren't just seeking the luxury, that aren't just seeking just high end. They want a watch that fits them, and they wanna also indulge in the watch industry. They want to be a watch enthusiast, but they're not trying to spend $15,000 to $30,000 and a large lump sum on a watch. Even if they do got it, it's just not what they're trying to invest. What if they can, sort of like how you have a Robin Hood and all that, what if they can get in how they fit in, you know? And what I mean by that is, like, say for example, right? You have a $4.99 a month, right? $4.99 a month subscription plan. Now this is just for the person, they probably just want to support, or they probably just want to kind of, get into an entry level of the brand. Hold on, I was just looking at something. They probably just want to get, entry level, just kind of want to ease their way into it and kind of just want to see what we about. They also want to get inside the ecosystem. You feel me? They just want to see what it's like. And they want to do it with minimum to low risk and, also reward. They willing to, invest to see what can come about it. And not also to mention, I feel like that subscription level will be more for those that just want to help us produce better quality watches, but also better quality content. I've looked at them as like investors. You feel me? And they benefit from it. You feel me? And really, I feel like all our subscribers, y'all like investing into us, and by that, we giving y'all a share. And how we give y'all a share is, and I put this in my thing, every subscriber that's a paid subscriber gets a watch. Now this watches are vary, but when you subscribe, we gonna have a detailed intake where we get an understanding of your taste and what you are looking for. No matter if it's you've been like, oh, I'm not really into watches, but if I was to wear a watch, I would wear this. Or I'm not really into watches, I'm more into hats. Now we can probably, now we can flip, we can still go somewhere, still give you that watch, but we can give you a watch that matches a hat, you know? Things like that. But it comes gradually over time. And then now we identified that you more just support, but you're not really into watches. But we still want to give you one. Why? Because we're going to give you one as an investment piece. And why we say it's an investment piece? Because just imagine, um, you get you will say like you subscribe to us for a year, just to test this out. In a year, at $4.99 or $5, that's about $60. Okay. In that $60 time span, we identified your interest. We also tailor to your interest, not just as far as retail or merchandise wise. We talking about as in conversation and need, like support. Um, and we did that in various different ways. Because with our content, we want to not only just talk about watches, but talk about real life. That's why it's the family time. So we want to incorporate I want to say time management, financial literacy, but also like therapeutic section. We gotta have a little therapeutic section in there. And if you know, vibe with the content, and then you also vibe with the movement, we get that back to you because everything that you give to us is like an investment. We turn around, we pour it right back into the company to get produce something. And right now, well, I'm hey man, I'm like a fly stuck on shit. Like for real. Like for real. I'm like a fly stuck on shit. Like that annoying ass fly. Like I'm stuck on this. And now I wanna kinda introduce people to it. And I also see how beneficial that's been. Like I done sold a few watches and I done seen how people love watches when you actually purchase it. I also didn't man, I didn't see people not like my watches. And I felt bad, like, damn, I wish I could still give you some type of value because at the end of the day, that's what the whole goal was. You might not like they might have ordered a watch and be like, when they get it, like, I don't like the way it fit on my wrist. Like, damn, I want to, so now they just want to return, but now it's like, damn, how can I still keep you, as the relationship? How do I still keep this relationship? And how do I still nurture this? Because even though I might not have the watch you want right now, but I could probably find a watch you can need. And the only way I could do that is by, nurturing the relationship we got, by identifying what are your interests. And then if I can't get you the watch you need, what else can I get you? Because the watch compliments, but also the watch gets compliments. And what I mean by that is when they be like, oh, your shoe complements your outfit, your watch complements your hat, your watch complements your eyes. And then it's like at the same time you could get things that coordinate and that also correlate with your watch. You know? But it's all about distinguishing between what are your interests. Like some people, they are collector of watches, but they also love pins. They look for different pins to put on their hoodies, to put on their vests, to put on their blazers, to put on their sports jackets. They just love pins. They collect pins. All right, we got something for you to go also with the watch that you probably, that we probably sent you. Even if you like it or don't like it, we'll also compliment you with some, our curated pins. But then it's curated by your interest, and we're going to continuously take your feedback and, bring it to you. And then we're all doing it at a feasible price. So it's not like you trying to break the bank. And that's just at that level. Because you're supporting us, we want to still give you some type of value. And then it's like as it goes up, like, all right, so I'm gonna grab a watch here. I have this gold tone and Victor watch, right? Gold tone and Victor watch. You may buy this, gold tone and Victor watch, or you can get it inside of a subscription, right? And inside of the subscription, you may say like, man, I'm looking for I want a chronograph. I want a gold tone chronograph, men's chronograph watch that fits. I mean, that's probably like case wise, probably anywhere from 38 to 41, which these will probably fit into. Then you'll probably be like, man, I want a mechanical, an automatic watch. Now we can tailor that into a specific group. Here goes an automatic watch. But this automatic watch is silver with a gold. Well, you can't necessarily see it, but it's silver with a hint of gold on the wristband. Now, this same watch can be customized too. I can change the wristband. I can change the dial. It's so many different ways we can go with it. So now, with this next tier, it goes into like, over time, you may get this watch. This is, and we might say, it might be inflation. Right now is a mug. But at the same time, we talking about over time. We ain't trying to break the bank. And that's one of the benefits of getting a subscription. We ain't trying to break the bank. So, we might do like, say like you pay like a $15 a month subscription. So last time we said $5, pretty much $4.99, $5 times 5 times 12 is 60. And then if we looking at like 180, like 180 ballpark, right? We looking at like the 180 ballpark. If we do $15 for 12 months, I could be correct. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. I might be wrong. Damn, hold on. Am I wrong? Yeah, I think it may be like 240. It may be like 240. It could be like 240. So the event that is like 240, right? $240 over time. Say like boom, with that subscription in a year, you will spend $240. But in a year, you have got your ideal Invicta watch. Gold tone, blue face, luminous hands, luminous time indicators. Then you also get you a mechanical, which has the gold accent on the wristband. Let me kind of get that kind of close to the camera so y'all can see it with the gold accent on the wristband. Then you also get that watch. Then on top of getting that watch, because we also just wanted to throw you just another complimentary watch out there just to see if it'll pique your interest, we test and see if you would like a sports watch. Now, this is a different style. Still around that same, it's about probably like 46, 47, about 46, 47. Sports watch, still have all your chronograph features, you feel me, but quartz, and it's also, but it's analog. But it's digital. It's digital. The other watches are analog, these are digital, but it's a digital watch. A digital watch with more like a rubber band for the wrist. We also give you something like that. But not just that though. All your watches are basically insured. So like say if battery needs replacement, we got you covered. The clamp on the wristband stops working while you're under the subscription. We got you covered. Say you end up breaking the band. Depend on the situation. Depend on because say like for an Invicta, we'll have to go out and try to find you a whole nother band. but we'll try to find you something similar. We'll replace the band, try to find you something similar. We'll still have you covered. Probably won't get you the exact same band, but we can get you a replacement band. But also, brand new material, access to certain content. We're opening up a forum. I seen a lot online, like in the watch community, and I also been looking at it myself in the watch community. Forums is a real big thing. It's a big thing for sellers. It's a big thing for buyers. It's a big thing for owners. It's a big thing for enthusiasts to connect and network. And one of the big things that we want to do is to build a community. And the reason why I want to build a community because, like I said at the beginning of the conversation, I feel like it's more like knowledge, but it's therapeutic, and it's an investment. And I feel like you get enough people, like instead of everybody think about just selling, just sell. Instead of making a transactional relationship with people, I want to make it like a family community base where people can actually voice their opinions, where people can actually grow their knowledge, where people can actually invest into like their future. And people like, how? Why? How can I invest? All right, well, say we end up sending you a complimentary, this sports watch, for example, complimentary sports watch. Then somebody goes on there, boom, and they let us know that they're looking for a watch just like this, right? Say you got the watch, didn't really like it, something of that nature. We'll turn around and buy it back from you and share you with the profits of the watch we sold and sell it to them. But we gotta inspect the watch. And that's part of the subscription. We're gonna inspect the watch, we're gonna fix it, we're gonna make sure it's up to par. Unless it's heavily damaged because it's been worn, super worn. And then we just have to figure something out for them. We have to figure that out. But your watch, ultimately, we want you to see your watch as an investment. And your watch has an ROI, a return on investment. Because you invested into us, we're going to try to give you something that, at the end of the day, even if you have to sell it for $5, $10, you're going to get some money back. It ain't just trash. It ain't just something you're going to wear today and then, if you want to throw money away, because some people do, if you want to throw money away, then so be it. We gave it to you as a gift. You want to throw it away. But even better, if you want to give it to someone as a gift, you can also put that down. We're going to put that in there too. We should put that in there. Not we should. We are. We're going to put that in there. Why? Because like I say, it's about sharing. It's about sharing the value. So say like in your subscription, you like, I don't necessarily wear watches, but I like what they doing. I like the conversation. I want to invest in the watch. I want to collect them, but I want to collect them because I look at them because watches are like art pieces, to be honest with you. Watches are a real deal like art people. I said art people, but like art pieces. They're masterpieces with craftsmanship that is supposed to be, and a lot of times, unique to their brand. And a lot of these brands have been around for 300 years. So they have refined techniques. And also designs and their designs is crazy now. You look at some of these Jacob and Company, Jacob and Co. Oh my man. The Astrodamus or something like that. Fucking crazy. And it takes time to develop. It has to be engineered, but you get what you pay for. There's a reason why that watch is $1 million. But it's an art piece though. Its function isn't just to tell time. It tells a story. And a lot of these watches do. And the watch can tell a memory, a story, and the watch can also give a smile. And it's a conversational piece. So the watch you may be gifted a watch that you may not like, but then that watch may be something that you can pass down or gift to somebody. It can be something you can give to a loved one, a friend, a colleague at work, a Christmas gift, but you got it on hand. And they appreciate it. Watches hold value. Now, with that, I was thinking about like as we start to wear like our own stuff, like own branded material, like T-shirts and shit like that. I want to get y'all feedback from it, and that's part of like what the subscribers is. They get like the first releases instead of me having to send out like tests or stuff like that, like one of a kinds and one offs to you know to influencers online that don't give a fuck about wearing my stuff, don't give a fuck about supporting me. Why not give it to somebody who's already invested? Because somebody who's already invested already made that initial pull. You feel me? Even if they don't wear it, they gonna give it to somebody else who will appreciate it because they appreciate it. So I'm like, all right, boom. So if I end up designing like a one-off hat, or I end up designing like a couple samples of a hat, let's see if you like it. Fuck it. You already invested into us. Let's see if you like it. Or we want to launch like a new jewelry box. We already sent you a couple watches. Let's send you a jewelry box too. Probably some jewelry cleaner to keep your jewelry nice. You feel me? Like, let's send you like the shit that you gonna need. And not just send, and leave you kind of just one off a little bit. And then if you want to come back, we got everything else. You can still shop with us. You can still listen to the podcast. But on top of that, let's shout you out. If you got your own business, because ain't nothing like one hand cleaning the other. Like, if you got a business, oh, man, or you got a friend, or you got a relative, or you got a spouse or a kid or something, play sports. Right now it's a big NIL time, and we being consistent with this, it's only gonna grow. It's only gonna grow. So you got a chance to shed light on that. We gonna give you the platform to speak for them. We gonna shout them out. We gonna shed some light on them. Who knows? Fuck around, send a watch to them. Especially if it's a good business connection too. Like, man, you want us to shout out your business? We about to make an up and coming podcast. We gonna be shouting out 3 subscribers each podcast. We gonna have our event of the day. Our event of the day is gonna be from podcast subscribers. If we get some advertisement dollars or something like that, we gonna formulate how they gonna have to work around y'all. Not y'all gotta work around them. Like, oh man, we can put together another slot for them, another ad slot or some shit like that for them. Trust me, they've been strategically placing them all already. Like, depending on what platform you with, they strategically already place ads in these podcast episodes. YouTube, all the platforms do it. So they already strategically placing theirs. We gonna strategically place ours. You feel me? So we gonna make sure the subscribers get a shout out every time we drop some content. Every time. And that's no matter if it's in the comments, no matter if it's in the videos, no matter if it's in the audios, man, no matter if it's just in a visual, a picture post, we gonna shout somebody out. Because that's what it's truly about. For real, for real. That's what it's truly about. Because we appreciate y'all just as much as shit, y'all appreciate us. And I've been seeing some of my feedback I've been seeing on eBay. Man, that shit been pretty dope. And I ain't gonna lie, I done had a pretty smooth selling since I jumped into it. Well, in my eyes. I know to some people, they like, oh, that ain't no real money. That ain't no real cheese. You ain't selling Rolexes or Megas. Cool. Hold your horses. It's bigger than the brand. It's bigger than just selling a particular brand of watches, like I've been saying from the get-go. We gonna get into this, and it's gonna be like, I got a vision in my head. It's gonna be bringing people together, and it's gonna be understanding that, like our motto, what we said, nothing is more valuable than time. Nothing is more valuable than time. And people just think that time is an untangible thing. Time is tangible. People look at watches and be like, all right, well, a watch just measure time. It does more than that. It's a timekeeper, time tracker. It reminds us where we at. And it brings people together. So many conversations that started just because of watches. The watch you wear. And it's like artwork. A lot of these pieces, when you start really getting to it, a lot of these pieces are very unique and they're made to be unique. And they try to stand out in their own way. Then you got some that try to be modest in their approach. And they try to go the simplicity route. It's just all about functionality. But then when we want to give people the opportunity to explore both ends, and explore people that like them. But also, we want to nurture it. You got to nurture your environment. It's like, man, I love gardening, for example, right? When you deal with plants, you have to, for one, you have to cultivate the ground. Then you have to plant the seed, and once the seed actually grows, you still have to nurture it. You can't just plant something and walk away and just think, oh, there it goes. It's going to grow perfect. Everything is going to be swell. No, you have to cultivate it still. You have to nurture it. You have to protect it. You feel me? You still have to feed it. You feel me? Before it can bear fruit for you. If that is what you have planted, something that bear fruit. If it's just a flowering plant, then before it can flower, it still has to go through all these phases. And you have to be invested into it. That's why it can also be therapeutic. Because you invested into it and you watching it grow. You spending time with it. It takes time. You see people that really fuck with their garden, fuck with gardening and shit like that, it takes time. You see people that even are fish or, man, if we got into that, it takes time. People that like houses, real estate, all that, anything you get into, it takes time. You have some people that has a better learning curve that can kind of get into it and it kind of be smooth sailing. But it still takes time to get to certain peaks and valleys. It takes time. And that is the whole point of all this. The time we have. So, not only just that, to top it all off, like, I don't necessarily ever see us doing like paid content to say, but I will say we will have like a tier where it will be like full on, like you're like a full on watch enthusiast investor or trader, like full on watch enthusiast investor or trader. Now, with this tier, you can actually pick how much money that you want to pay per month. And what we're going to do is, we're going to send you the watches that are in your bracket, per se. Watches or watch that is in your bracket. That is also of what you are looking for. Now, you have to keep in mind, it's an investment. So if you're thinking about like, oh, well, shoot, since they come like that, I'm gonna do something like, I'm gonna give them like $120 and be like, go find me a Rolex. That'll take some time. And I won't be able to guarantee you I'll find you a Rolex after just for like $125. That'll, like, so we have to set some type of realistic boundaries and expectations. But then it'll be like over time, like, all right, well, you sent $125 the first month, boom, you probably got you a Belova watch. Check it out. Now you go look at Belova value. Belova is in that tier of high end where it's still you can go find you a $600-700 Belova watch. You can find you $1,000 Belova watch. You can also find you a couple $100 Belova watch. But they're gonna be in that bracket. Now you do have vintage Belovas. You do have refurbished Belovas and things of that nature where the prices will drop down, but it'll still be in the hundreds range. And also depending on which model, but we wouldn't really like try to see, model that we know that does not fit your taste. If you are, and we ask you, like, if you like a 20-year-old who says they like a vintage style, they like vintage watches, they're looking for something vintage but name brand, and they're willing to spend $125 a month, we got you covered. And say like you like a salesperson, or I said a salesperson because I don't want to necessarily classify as a salesman, but you could be in sales. That's the correct way to say it. You could be in sales, and say you wanna upgrade your style. You wanna have a conversation with people. So yeah, you're looking for watches that kind of in that bracket. Or you probably not, because you probably like, I just got the job, so I ain't even got that much to kind of put into it. But I'm looking for, like, I got $60. So let's go to $60 a month, ballpark. Bet. In that same breath, boom, first month, we end up hitting you off with a Seiko. A Seiko date just silver tone. Next month, boom, you get a Citizens. Vintage Citizens, though. You get a vintage Citizen. Builds up. Boom. Third month, you might get a Fossil. Now, the Fossil, these are all different tiers. We might go from gold and silver tone. Then you might go your all black watch with the black leather, black dial. Just varies. And this is for the person that's investing into, they're trying to ball with a budget. And they let us know, I'm in a professional field. I wear mainly suits, things of that nature. So now they're like, oh man, and then what do you use to match your watch with? Oh, I match my watch with my hat. Or I match my watch with my shoes. Or I match my watch with my belt or something like that. When my wristband matches my belt. Okay, bet. Well, now the fourth month might send you a high-end belt. Check it out. Check it out. Genuine leather, not base metal, stainless steel. We can go Tommy Hilfiger belt, right? Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger belt. Genuine leather, Tommy Hilfiger belt. Perfectly packaged. Boom. Now you're going into wintertime too. You got you covered. Authentic leather gloves. The next month, your next watch come in. Nah, we didn't win Citizens. We didn't win Seiko. Now, let's go like Tiza. And just keep going from there. I feel like that'll be dope. That'll be dope. But going back into, I want to ask you this question: how would you be able to sustain it? Because most times I'm not. If I'm getting a watch, unless it's a particular style, I get them in bulk for a cheaper price. which allows me, but some of these watches, they do have to be refurbished. Which gives me the option to, boom, bring back the watch. And it's also at a feasible price for both of us. It allows you to be able to have your ideal style, make, and model that you may want without it breaking your bank and without it breaking my bank with trying to source it to get it for you. Let's just be honest. But then for certain people that's willing to spend that money to get it sourced, and I'm still gonna make it worth your while. I always try to find everything for a lower price. Try to find it at a reasonable price where I can give it to you at a reasonable price. But for the most part, I get some in. Now it's just figuring out what you like. And just taking away the ease and peace of mind and knowing what you get. You know who you're dealing with. And if anything is wrong, hey, you need a battery change, you need a link removed, hit us up. Our chat line is always open, and I'm always down to help one of my fellow, family members, I'm always down to help. Who knows, man? Your style might be something like this. You might like, something more iced out, something more shiny, something more, But we got them. Just tell us what your style is. We got them. Another thing that I think that'll also be pretty dope. I think it'd be pretty dope having like the subscribers that, like, going back to what I was saying, the ones that are like that got something going on, like a business. Things of that nature, like having them be guests, and be featured in the content that we produce. Make some of our articles about them. Make some of our conversations with them or about them. And some of the things that they got going on, especially if it's something unique that's worth the time. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. And if they think that we worth the time, hell yeah, I'm going to spend my time trying to put your name out there. So that's another thing to think about. We're basically giving you full access. Inventory, our services, our platforms. And then also our ear, need somebody to talk to. And our network, that's why we're going to put the forum together. So that now these like-minded individuals can start coming together. And you might not even have to lean on us. You can just meet somebody out in the forum that you can lean on. That we will also curate to make sure that it ain't no scammers. It ain't no people that we only approve of, Just keeping it real. People that we only approve of. So that way, we can keep from, by doing that, we keep the spammy comments, we keep the non-original content, which is going to be hard right about now due to AI. But we keep shit real. For real. And people can be honest about their journeys. People could talk about, they watch stories and shit, they give us the opportunity. Shit, we might see one of them watch stories inside the forum and be like, hey, can we talk about it? Do we got permission to talk about that? Because that's a dog-ass story. The world probably need to hear that. But you probably don't want to. You probably want to have a conversation with people that's like you. Or you keep it in the forum. I think that's pretty dope. But I feel like it's missing something though. Like the subscription is missing something that really set it apart. And then that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like all them different steps, like I feel like they just come from like my personal experience, but I gotta make it like somewhat like feasible, like and scalable. I mean, that's just the harsh reality of business. It gotta be scalable. I can't offer y'all all these things, and then I'm turning around and I'm broke at the end of the day. And I can't feed my kids or provide for my family. I can't do that. That's just bad business. I'm gonna be here today and go tomorrow. It'd be a great thought that somebody that has a more business-minded approach will come in and swoop in and make $1 million off of it, and they can still give value and still be able to take care of things they need to take care of. Because in this thing, I ain't trying to just make money off of it. I'm trying to teach people how to also make money off of it too. Because trading watches is real life, like trading art. There's a whole market behind it, depending on the brand, um, the uniqueness. Well, I won't even say the uniqueness. It's just called the complications. And how many are out there on the market? All that plays a role. So yeah, man, let's get this shit going, man. I don't know if I'm gonna turn this into a podcast, but if I do turn this into a podcast, comment down below. By the time you hear this, if it is going to become a podcast or it is a podcast, by the time you hear this or see this, the subscription is already going to be available. So if you fuck with what I'm saying, even 80%, go click the link in the description. Go click the link in the bio. Go to the website. Check out the subscription. See what I'm talking about. And if you just want to just see what type of watches I got, you can go click on that link too. It should be a link tree that should take you to our eBay, our Poshmark, and our actual home website. Now, if you really trying to come by and watch me personally, I say come direct because eBay is going to take all their fees. They're going to put add-on fees. So, I mean, hey, we can cut out the middleman and we can get straight to business. But I understand you have to build trust. eBay is a trustworthy platform. Poshmark, trustworthy platform. Facebook, I'm seeing that y'all don't really find it that trustworthy. And to be honest, I kind of don't either. Like, if I can just ship you the watch, I'd rather just ship it to you. I don't want to have to try to come meet up with you in some disclosed location and try to sell you a watch to a person that I never met a day in my life. Yeah, I'd rather just, if so, you can meet me at a store. If I had a store, my own store. Meet me at the store, but right now, I'm gonna just ship it to you. We got a storage. That's where we store it at. You feel me? Where we do our work at, but it ain't a store. It ain't client facing. So, boom, that's where we just ship it to you from. And then when we do get that store, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it'd be dope to have a wall that had every subscriber kind of like behind like the paint. I mean, not like behind the paint, but like have it like kind of like if you look close, it'll have every signature or every name if they approve of it. Every name of everybody that was a paid subscriber. I feel like that'd be dope. The real deal Wall of Fame. And it'd be like, if it'd be, how I see it, because it's Detroit, we got a whole bunch of warehouses. Converting a warehouse into an actual store facing front, and then had those bricks, have an old brick style warehouse that had those bricks. Each brick has names in it, kind of like engraved into it or printed on it or some shit, all the way up. And it's like brick by brick. These are the people. These are the foundations that built this whole empire. For real. And then we gonna treat these watches like stocks. Cause that's what they really are. They art pieces. Learn how to trade them. Some people, and this ain't for everybody. And I don't need everybody. I don't want everybody. I ain't trying to sell to everybody. I just want to sell to people that I appreciate. Because at least watches got a story. For real. I want these watches to continue to be a part of somebody's story because they're a part of mine. Every time I get a hold of a watch, I gotta, test it out. If I can try it on, I'll try it on and try to see, you feel me? All right, well, the links is kind of loose, need to be tightened up, and, damn, this look kind of dirty, it's dull. All right, well, we're going to have to let them know when we post this or sell this, dang, it's worn. You feel me? But I still wear this, though. All right, so it's somebody out there that I probably appreciate it, but I can't overly overvalue it because it has a name. No, it's worn. It's worn, so we gotta sell it as if it's a worn watch. But because it does have capabilities and it does have a good heartbeat to it, which is a movement, or it does have good features to it, yeah, it does. It does still retain its value. You can still teach that. How does a watch retain its value? One watch it does have value. But just like that game is, everybody don't have to jump into an investment subscription. So then that's why I got it like that. Then it's like free access to the information. So therefore you can learn that. I don't want you to just get out here and start trying to buy watches or be like, I'm gonna try to be the next fucking watch tradesman. And you investing all your money and your last dollar into a watch, to one watch that you don't even know how to sell. Like a bust down Cartier watch. You gonna invest $15,000 in a bust down Cartier watch and don't even understand if the market or where is the market for a watch like that. And the whole time you thinking you gonna make $20,000, but you have no idea where to sell it. You have no idea how to look and see what actually the price it is going for right now. And did you even get it at a good price? Because if you didn't get it at a good price, it's gonna be hard as fuck. If they strong armed you, if they made money off of you when you bought the watch, it's gonna be hard as fuck. And that's why, like, shoot, man, I try to give you the best watches for the lowest price. Bless you. I try to give you the best watches for the lowest price, so that way, if you do go resell a watch or anything like that, it's a watch that is of value, and you get something for it at the end of the day. No matter if you're selling it back to us. Now, we gotta put a disclaimer out there to let people know that, like, we won't buy back every fucking watch we sell. That'll just be dumb. I mean, like, let's be real. We're not gonna buy back every watch because there will probably be a point to. But if we may. It might not be at a more of a price because not a watch will be worn, and that's why I said it'd be dumb because the watch may be worn. But if the watch isn't worn or something like that, or like just say like you completely broke the watch, like I don't know, the watch guy, you crushed the crystal and damaged the dial, so now the watch is like completely ruined. But you want to know if you can get anything for it. We could probably trade you and give you a whole nother watch. Honestly. Trade you and give you a whole nother watch. Because there is certain things of that watch that can still be of value. The wristband can probably still be good. The case can still be good. Just need a new crystal, which does cost. And that's value add. And what we mean by value add was basically if we, like, that'll take time. So we rather just give you a whole nother watch that is like equal or of value to what we would give you for that watch. And now it's like you don't miss a beat. And for those that just got watches laying around and don't know who to give it to, or don't feel like trying to go through the whole process and trying to get somebody to buy it, you could donate it to us. Might not be a watch person, but then also for those type of people, shoot, we got something something for you too. You donate a watch, we gonna give you something of value. Damn, that's a dope idea. If you send us a watch, what will we send you back in return? That you will find value. But then I don't know. Maybe we'll figure that part out. But we'll still give people the access to send us, to send us, to donate us their watch if they don't want it. Shout out to Proper Dot. Threw me a watch, donated a watch, guest watch, cold guest watch, silver tone. It was just missing one stone, one gem. But like even like a watch like that, I asked somebody like, would you still want a watch even if it's missing a gem? I posted it. It could be for sale. But somebody might still want that watch. We're gonna see if somebody still want that watch. There's another reseller, there's another rehabber, somebody that might got that same watch, might want the parts of it. And then that's why I say we have this shit is for everybody. Not just for the person that just want to wear watches, but if you are also a person that rehab and, do sell watches your damn self, let's do business. We can all eat. We can all work together. I might not got what they looking for. I can sure they'll help them find it. And they can find that through you. Which could be cool. We have no problem with that. Still condone it, but we still want to vet you out because we want to make sure that we referring good people. For sure. But even if you not, you don't even want to try to network on our platform and you just want to buy a watch just so you can refurbish it your damn self or use it for parts, man, we got them. And we can help you out too. We have a way of where we can keep a lot of connection. Whenever we got watches coming in, you let us know you're looking for certain parts. Maybe luminous hands, or certain dials, or certain wristbands, or certain, watch cases, material, We'll send you the extras that we get. Send you all the extras. Movements, shit like that we don't use. We'll send you the extras every month. Or just send you the complete watches that we just don't use. And let you take the part and let you part them out. If they just dead stock and it's like, we just already give them to you. Let you make the will. That's what I say. This subscription is going to be for everybody. For those that got their own business,
Hey, you must have a good ass thought going on over there.
Yeah, I've been talking for like a whole hour.
That's what I be telling you. You can't talk and hold a blunt.
Yeah.
You don't know how to pass it. You be forgetting.
That shit crazy, I'm using this so I can, instead of writing this shit down, I'm just talking it out. Having a conversation basically with myself.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm having a conversation with myself on the podcast. So basically, instead of what I was about to talk to you, instead of basically, I just want to be able to, I like to talk on my ideas, but I'm like, damn, I can really do that and make it if I want to, I can chop it up and make it a podcast. But I got it, I can replay, all right, this is everything I was talking about. And I can get out and just trying to get out everything.
Can y'all please get your big asses off of me?
It's writing and typing, I ain't gonna want to do all the time.
Can you pull this one?
I do that shit at work. Come on.
Yes. Oh my God.
I do that shit at work.
Oh.
But, I'm about to get ready to cook, bro. No, we ain't going upstairs yet. I gotta make y'all food, and we're gonna put this on pause.